Welcome to RotoGrinders Today. I'm Jordan Cooper, a.k.a. BlenderHD, if you want to follow me on Twitter. And it's Wednesday, January 1st. Happy New Year. It's 2025. And I'm here solo. I guess I'm the only one that didn't get drunk last night or whatever. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? I'm here by myself. How you doing, people? Feel free to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know when we go live. We got NBA stuff today. Later today, so if you want to tune in that later, obviously, we got tons of stuff going on over here at RotoGrinders. Feel free to sub to our combo package. Click on that link in the description to get more information. But I'm here early on a Wednesday in the new year, week 18, NFL DFS. As far as like top plays, top projected plays, week 18 is like another world. Normally, we'd go through and go, okay, let's take a look. First look at, some of the team totals, what the more popular plays are going to be, right, at running back, position by position. But there's a very unique slate in the fact that, half the teams that are playing on the slate, we have 13 games, have nothing to play for. Some teams have a lot to play for. Some teams have nothing to play for. Some teams have nothing to play for and will start their starters and play it like a normal game. Some will rest their starters. Some will play half and half. So a lot of news needs to come out later in the week, or at least like coaches saying something or who's on practice reports or whatever, because we may see some teams that, is Buffalo or the Bills. The Bills are locked into the 2 seed in the AFC. Is Josh Allen even going to play? Like, at all? Is he going to play and just only play a quarter? We don't know, right? We only know that certain teams need to win in order to make the playoffs. We know that for sure. They're going to go out and play it like they're going to want to win. There are other teams that are kind of like, well, they could be a 6 seed, they could be a 7 seed. I don't know how much it matters to them. So there's a lot of stuff you need to look at this week as far as what the top plays are, because we may get some really cheap guys. We may not get some really cheap guys. We may get some really cheap guys in games that don't matter. Maybe there are games that don't matter that still have high totals, and maybe you still play it, right? Like it's all over the place. So I just wanted to go like game by game and break down, like, does it matter for the team? And then, if it does matter, if it doesn't matter, what should we be looking at for this week? So less of a, what are the top plays and, what type of cash lineup you'd build? Like, it's Wednesday. Well, our projections here at RotoGrinders aren't even updated yet, right? We have some people that we already know are going to be out. Jay Spears is going to be out, right? He got a concussion. He's not going to play for the Titans. I don't know if it matters. Are we playing any Titans this week? Yeah, so let's go game by game and break that all down. And then we'll talk a lot more about chalky plays versus over-owned, under-owned, all that type of stuff on Friday. So we got the Panthers and the Falcons. Obviously, the Panthers have nothing to play for. But they do have Bryce Young, the younger quarterback that probably, still probably want to play him, right? They got some young receivers. So I'm probably expecting the Panthers to pretty much play as usual. And the Falcons need to win. This is a must win, have to win. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only chance that they will make the playoffs is by winning. I believe they have the highest team total in the entire slate. Yeah, them and the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers also need to win. So 28.25. We got Michael Penix Jr. at 5,400 on DraftKings. You have to assume all the Falcons are in play. Bijan at 8,500. Drake London at 6,500. Mooney at 5,100. A lot of these guys, with this team total, especially, like, there are a lot of games that teams that don't have anything to play for. They have there's a lot of 38.5 total games, 39 total, 40 total games. This one is 48. And obviously the Sunday night game is not on the slate, but that's the Detroit Minnesota game, which has the highest total for the entire season. I think it's at 57.5, but obviously that's not on the slate. So I think as of now, I'd prioritize Falcons players in lineups, whether or not you're playing London or Bijan. I mean, because when we get to high end the running, we may not have enough money to spend. Like this may be that type of week where we have too much money, where it's like, oh well, we could either pay down here or pay down there or pay down here, and everyone at the top, like that's over 8K, there's barely anyone that's even playing, right? So it's hard to even spend all your money. So I think Bijan Robinson at 8,500. That's probably gonna be popular, right? Drake London 6,500. I think that's doable. I mean, obviously you can play the Falcons defense, but I think that they're playing in Atlanta. Carolina has a 19.75 implied team total. We'll see some team totals on the slate that are really, really low. So the Panthers aren't all that bad. So game stack, that's fine. So Falcons, thumbs up. You should prioritize Falcons this week. Then we got Commanders and Cowboys. This total is about like 44 and a half. The thing about the Commanders is that like they'll either be the 6th or the 7th seed. Doesn't really matter. I don't know. Dan Quinn said he's gonna be going after the 6th seed. I'm not sure if it necessarily matters. And they could only get the 6th seed if like the Packers lose and they're playing at the same time. So they may end up just even being locked in. Obviously, I'd love to play Jaden Daniels here. Maybe more so on FanDuel than on DraftKings. DraftKings is 7,800. But I don't know what the Commanders are going to do. The Commanders could end up playing like their starters for a half. They may just play their starters the whole time. A lot of people just we see a lot of times it's like, oh, these two teams have nothing to play for, and then they just play a normal game. Like we will get to some games where both teams are out of the playoffs or whatever, and you're like, oh, they're gonna play their starters for a series or two. Then they're gonna take out and play the blah blah blah, and then by the end of the game, it's the mascot that's at defensive back. They go all the way down to the end of the bench. Sometimes sometimes they play the starters for 3 quarters. Sometimes it's just a normal game, right? So the Commanders could just play a normal game, right? I mean, they have a decent team total. Can you play guys like, I mean, Daniels, Ertz, McLaurin, Olamide Zacchaeus has turned into a thing, I guess, for the Commanders. I'm just not sure. This is one of these things that you got to watch out for. Especially Jaden Daniels on FanDuel, because I think he would be one of the top plays at quarterback on FanDuel. But if he only plays 2 quarters, won't be a top play. So watch out for the Commanders. Okay, then we got the Packers and the Bears. Okay, so the Packers, they're the same thing as the Commanders. They'll either be the 6th or the 7th seed. So the Packers have a healthy implied team total of 25 against the Bears, who have nothing to play for. But the Bears, with Caleb Williams, I'm assuming Caleb's going to start and play because he's a rookie and more experience the better. Whether or not guys like Keenan Allen are going to play, who knows, right? This may be the Roma Dunze game. I mean, they have a 15.5 implied team total, so they'll go all out on the Bears. The Packers, on the other hand, they may not even. It's quite possible that like the Packers don't even care if they get the 6th or the 7th seed at all. Maybe they play all their start. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I think I'd lean that the Packers, especially since the betting market has with the 25-point implied team total. I mean, the game total is only 40.5. I'm assuming the Packers are just playing a normal game, right, against the Bears. So think of the 9.5-point favorite over the Bears. So Josh Jacobs, I guess at 8,100 is in play. I mean, obviously we have to see whether or not Christian Watson is going to play. I'm going to guess he doesn't. If they sit someone out, it's probably going to be Watson with his injury history. But I mean, I guess Dobbs and Wicks and Reed and all these guys, whether or not the Packers are even going to throw the ball enough that matters. I guess I'm more interested in Jacobs in this game, but the Packers at least have something to play for. But who knows? They could next Malik Willis could be in, and we have no idea. But the Packers are okay. But I don't think any of them stand out as like cash plays. I think Jacobs may be viable on FanDuel rather than on DraftKings. Okay, then we have this game. This is the I call the weird game. The weird game is the Jaguars at the Colts, and neither team have anything to play for. They're both out of the playoffs, but it's still a 45.5 total. So there's a lot of games where the two teams don't matter, like they're out of the playoffs or whatever, and it's under a 40. They're at 37.5 total. Something stupid. Right? This total is for 45.5, primarily because both defenses are off. Right? I'm guessing that Richardson starts. The Colts have a 25-point implied team total. If Richardson starts and plays, I think he's absolutely viable. I mean, he's 5,900 on DraftKings. He's like 75 on FanDuel, I believe. I think he's probably a better play on DraftKings, assuming that he plays. Now, do I want to play Flacco at 5,400? I mean, I guess that's valuable if Flacco plays. Obviously, the receivers are more in play if Flacco starts rather than Richardson. Right? The Downs, Pittman, Alec Pierce, I guess. But Jonathan Taylor's obviously here at 8,200. How much work he's going to get in a game that doesn't really matter? I mean, maybe. I mean, it could be the Colts just play a normal game, right? I mean, this is a pretty healthy total, 45.5. And then even on the Jacksonville side, I mean, playing Brian Thomas Jr. at 7,300 in the dome, right? It's not going to be, the weather concerns are going to be an issue for a game in Indianapolis. You can play Brian Thomas Jr., Brendan Strange, or any of the tight ends, I guess. Are you playing Matt Jones lineups? Probably not. I mean, I guess there's not that much for the Jags that you really be playing. But this is one of the games that you look at the game total, at least when we talk about GPPs on Friday, that maybe it's worth stacking, even though both teams have no incentive to do anything. Right? They're gone. They're done. They're done for the year. Okay. Next, here's another one. Pretty much done for the year. The Bills are locked up in the 2 seed, so they have nothing to play for. They don't need to do anything. The Patriots are obviously, I mean, the Patriots want to lose this game. The Patriots should be losing this game, right? For the number 1 draft pick. Even though I'm not sure if I don't know the difference between 1, 2, and 3 is going to matter that much. So this game may be one hell of a game to not watch in New England in the cold. If Josh Allen starts, they may play Josh Allen for a quarter because he has like a consecutive starting game streak or something like that. So maybe Josh Allen plays a series. Maybe he plays 2 series. Hell, maybe he plays the whole damn game. We don't know. I mean, sometimes you get shocked that these teams just, they have nothing to play for, and their starters just they play like it's a normal game because they don't want to get off of like momentum, right? We don't want to rest everyone and then they have a bye week, and next thing you know, everyone is they forgot how to play football. I have no idea. So this is a very unappealing game. 38 total. If anything, this would be the game where, depending on the running back situation, if they plan on sitting James Cook or they plan on sitting Ty Johnson or Ray Davis, or there may be some running back out of this backfield that you could play. If other people, they'll call up a practice squad running back, maybe, right? So this is like a situation to monitor. Do I want to play anyone on New England? No, I don't think so. I don't even want to play Hunter Henry. This is a game that truthfully they want to lose. The Patriots, any Patriots fan that is there, they gotta root for them to lose. So yeah. So I don't think the Patriots are going to appear in any top plays this week. Then we got the Giants and the Eagles. Even though this is a division rivalry, both teams have nothing to play for. The Giants obviously have nothing to play for. The Giants are rooting for the Patriots to lose, Patriots to win by accident. And even though the Giants won against the Colts last week because they're stupid, and the Eagles have they have the 2 seed locked up. They can't move. They're going to be the 2 seed no matter what. Jalen Hurts, had that concussion or whatever. He's probably not going to play. Kenny Pickett is injured. We may get a McKee start. He took his first NFL snaps last week. The question here, the big question, supposedly. whether or not Saquon Barkley is going to play and try to break Eric Dickerson's rushing record. I don't think he is. But we'll see. If he's in, I mean, he needs 101 yards. So consider he's 8,600 on DraftKings. Do you want 102 yards? And it doesn't matter whether or not he has a touchdown because, hey, if he does play, he ain't playing past 102 or 101, whatever rushing yards. And he's done. I don't think he's playing at all. If Saquon cared and the franchise and the coach and everyone cared about the rushing record, he wouldn't have come out of the game last week once he passed 2,000 yards, right? I mean, it makes logical sense. I mean, he could get more run. Why not get the rushing record in that game and then just sit out this game because this game doesn't matter? Or only be 34 yards away and be like, okay, we'll just play him for their 35 yards and then be done, right? The Eagles want to win the Super Bowl, right? Saquon Barkley is, I mean, in some people's opinion, possibly an MVP, should be MVP this season. You can't risk him, especially running back position, most likely to get hurt. In a meaningless game against the Giants, maybe Saquon revenge game against the Giants, but he already had that earlier in the year. So I don't think Barkley starts. And if that's the case, then we're looking at guys like, do you want to play Kenny Gainwell? I mean, what's Gainwell's price? 5,600. So he's not even that cheap, right? Or Davis Price or something. I mean, if they sit people, I mean, Gainwell's, 50. I thought if he was like 4K, 4,500, 5,600, really not getting that much of a discount. And Gainwell's really not like a brute force rusher anyway. He'll catch more balls out of the backfield. Let's see who starts at quarterback. If it's going to be Kenny Pickett, I don't think they're going to play. I don't think they're going to play Jalen Hurts, even if he's passes the protocol. There's no reason to. I mean, this game essentially means nothing. So we have to watch out for that. I don't mind the Giants on the other side, like guys like Tracy and Neighbors and stuff. I think one-offs here could be interesting for the Giants. I'd rather play the Giants than the Patriots, I guess. But that isn't saying much. Okay, next game. We got the Buccaneers and the Saints. Obviously, the Buccaneers, the Bucs, they need to win. If they don't win, basically they need to win the NFC South in order to make the playoffs, right? That's essentially what it is. So the Buccaneers need to win. Fortunately, they're at home and they're facing the Saints, and the Saints team looks like, I don't know. The Saints look like a team that has already been relegated, right? Like Spencer Rattler, and it's all practice. It's like a practice squad. I mean, essentially the Saints. Look at the Saints. You have Carr out, Kamara out, Olave out, Shaheed out, Taysom Hill out, right? Like all their stuff. Everyone's out, and it has been out, right? I don't think Olave is going to come back and just play in this game. So the Saints, I wouldn't be looking to play anyone. Kendre Miller got concussed, so who knows what's going on in the Saints backfield. I don't think it matters. I think the Bucs are in the same spot as the Falcons, right? They got to win. And obviously you have Mike Evans for the 11 seasons for 1,000 yards. I don't even think the incentives matter. The Bucs need to win. They have a 28.5 implied team total. I'd be prioritizing them just like the Falcons. So Bucky Irving at 7,700. Mike Evans, 8,000. Baker Mayfield, 7K. Whoever if Kate Otten isn't back, we got Payne Durham at 3,200. Jalen McMillan, 5,100. We got all these guys. I'd be prioritizing Buccaneers. In my lineups, Falcons, Buccaneers. I mean, they have two of the highest. I mean, they two by far. I mean, 28.5, right? Yeah, by far. Highest team totals on the slate. So yeah, so Buccaneers are going to be popular. Falcons are going to be popular. Okay, then we get to the Texans and the Titans. And this looks like a pretty ugly game. The Texans really don't have any reason to play because they're locked into the 4 seed, but they've looked pretty bad. Are they going to rest everyone with how bad they've looked? Maybe. Hey, maybe. Right? This may be the game where the Texans say, we're going to try something out. Right? Since they have nothing to lose. I mean, if they win or lose, it doesn't matter. So maybe they go, oh, you know what? We're just going to have CJ Stroud drop back 56 times. Or it could be the game that we're giving Joe Mixon the ball 40 times. I mean, it could be they may try out stuff. Who knows? Or they may just be boring and just play it out. They may play their starters for a half and then you don't see any of their starters in the second half. It could be anywhere in between there. Because the Texans don't have anything to play for, but the Titans don't either. And this game total is pretty low, 38.5, it looks like. I don't even know, like, for the Titans, is Pollard going to come back and play? Because Spears is out. So are we going to get a chestnut roasting over an open fire that they're running back? Is Ridley? How about Ridley and Westbrook Akina? What are the Titans going to do? Didn't the coach say that they're going to play Rudolph and Levis in this game? Probably not on the field at the same time, but they're going to play swap a quarterback or something. That probably doesn't work out very much. I don't know why you need to do that. Mason Rudolph, there's been he's been around a couple of years in the league, and Will Levis. How do you not have tape on Will Levis? I don't know what the Titans are going to do. I would probably avoid this game. Are there options in this game? I mean, if starters do play, can you play someone like Calvin Ridley at 5,400? I guess. Can you play Chigakonkwo at 3,800? I guess. I mean, they're okay. I guess. Not the most appealing of games. But in comparison, I mean, there's not that many appealing games. But there are appealing teams. Next game, we got the 49ers and the Cardinals. This game has nothing. There's no reason for this game to even be played. 49ers are out of the playoffs. Cardinals are out of the playoffs. Cardinals are a 4-point favorite. 49ers, I'm assuming Purdy's not going to play. It's going to be Josh Dobbs at quarterback. The fact that the Cardinals have a 23.25 implied team total would be under the assumption, I guess, that the Cardinal starters are going to play. So you're going to get Murray and who knows what happens at running back. I could see them sitting Connor. I mean, this could be the type of thing where Michael Carter ends up being like the value play of the week, right? I'm not saying that he has a great ceiling, but like if Benson's already out and they're just going to sit, because why play Connor? Like these running backs that have already put in, all the work this season, right? 25 plus touches. Why risk him getting injured? I mean, who knows? Connor could play and get 28 carries. Who knows? But I would look out for that. I would look at, Michael Carter's 4,700. He does catch balls out of the backfield. The Cardinals are at home and favored. So take a look for that. Now, obviously, you got the McBrides. Do you want to go down the Marvin Harrison Jr. well? That Ponzi scheme is there also for you. And I don't know what 49ers are. I mean, it's quite possible Deebo doesn't play, or some of these guys played like a half. Like, even if Josh Dobbs is like min price, but if Josh Dobbs starts and they're going to play the starters the whole game, I think Josh Dobbs is absolutely in play, especially in cash games and stuff like that. But if they're going to play with like the backup offensive line and the back, same thing for like Garendo. Like Garendo's 5,900. I mean, I guess he's in play also, but this is much different than like, Josh Dobbs coming in and playing with the starters. Then Josh Dobbs coming in and playing with all the backups, because it's not gonna be the 49ers with all the backups. You're gonna be playing with Chris Conley and who else was? I mean, probably Ricky Pearsall will play, right? But you're gonna be playing with Eric Saubert and Chris Conley and Keyshawn Vaughn, or like Jacob Cowing and all those guys. Much different situation than playing with Kittle and Debo and Juwan Jennings. So the 49ers, we have to look out for, but there's some pieces of this game that are playable. Okay, next game. We got KC and Denver. Kansas City will have I think we'll have the lowest implied team total on the entire slate because they're resting everyone. And I wouldn't be shocked if like they rotate people in. There may not be anyone on the Chiefs that's playable. The Broncos, on the other hand, need a win. If they win, they will be in. So they will be playing. They will be playing against the Chiefs' backup defenders. So they have a 25.5 implied team total. So Bo Nix is in play. Cortland Sutton's in play. We got I don't know about their running backs, but for the money you could play some of their cheap receivers, I guess. But Sutton and Nix would be the two top targets. I would consider them to be semi-priorities. I'd rather play Bucs or Falcons, but the Broncos are there also. Okay. We can go quickly through the last three. The Rams and the Seahawks have nothing to play for. They're both at. I mean, the Rams are they're locked, right? They're locked into the 3 or the 4 seed. I don't think it matters. I don't think McVay cares. I think he was already talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and Blake Corum playing. So the Rams have a 16.5 implied team total. The Seahawks have nothing to play for, and they have a 22.5 implied team total. Metcalf, I could see Metcalf not playing. I can see them play. I can see the Seahawks playing their starters, except for like guys that have injury histories or something. So I think could you play Charbonnet at 6,700 with no Kenny Walker? Yeah. I mean, they've been playing a lot more Kenny McIntosh. We have to take a look at that. But Jay, I think $6,100 Jackson Smith and Jigba, assuming that the Seahawks play their starters and there's no Metcalf there, I think it's going to be a pretty good play. Can you play Geno? I guess, right? But remember, the Seahawks are probably going to be playing against the Rams backups, and of course, the Seahawks may play their starters for a half and then just not for the second half. So there's always some risk there. Okay, we got the Chargers and the Raiders. The Chargers will know whether or not they need to win this game based on what happens on Saturday, right? I believe. I'm taking a look here. So yeah, so the Steelers, if they beat the Bengals, then the Chargers have nothing to play for. Okay, so if the Steelers lose, then the Chargers have something to play for. Okay, so we have to check out on Saturday. So I'd be interested in Chargers. I mean, we have Vlad McConkey 6,900. Herbert, 5,900. I think Herbert would be in a cash consideration type of play. The Raiders have nothing to play for, but I mean, they'll probably still play Brock Bowers. They'll probably still play Aiden O'Connell. I mean, it's not like we need to keep Aiden O'Connell healthy. Like that, I don't think it matters. I think the Raiders just end up playing the game like it's normal. Then we have to see what the hell's going on at running back with Madison and Abdullah, because Abdullah had basically. Madison had 10 carries, but Abdullah had 20 carries last game. So the Raiders have an 18-point implied total. They're at home, and typically teams that are at home, at least want to play, decently for the fans that did come, right? The home game. So maybe the Raiders could be in play, maybe to some extent. So I'd look out for that. Let's see what the. And also, I mean, obviously, coaches are fighting for their jobs as well. So maybe they're like, oh, no, we're not going to just check out the 4th running back from the practice squad because I'm not sure if I'm even going to be here next year to even care. So this game this game could mean something. It could not mean something. Then we got the Dolphins and the Jets, and the Dolphins need to win to have a shot at the playoffs. And this all depends on whether or not the Broncos win. So if the Broncos win, the Broncos are in. And they're playing at the same time. So it's they're playing at the same time. Yeah. Most likely the Broncos beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs backups. So the Dolphins is really not going to matter. So it's quite possible the Dolphins play all out to win in the first half and then see the Broncos are up by 3 touchdowns and then just bench everyone. I'm not sure if Tua even plays this game. Regardless, he has some type of hip injury. So you're probably still getting Tyler Huntley anyway. Can you play Achane? Sure. Can you play the Miami? We probably get Waddle back. If this game matters, I guess Waddle may come back. And then you got the Jets, and the Jets are the Jets. I think they're horrible. But can you play Devontae Adams? Can you play these guys? I mean, it's a 39.5-point game, the total. I mean, it's close, right? Dolphins on the road in New York. But am I enamored by playing the Jets this week? No. I'd rather play Dolphins, but I don't think any of these Dolphins are going to be a priority. Could Tyler Huntley be cash game viable at 4,800? I guess. But I think by the time Saturday afternoon comes, I'm not even talking about Sunday morning when we get inactives. By Saturday afternoon, I think there will be enough news that we don't have to pay $4,800 for Tyler Huntley in order to find value. I think it's more likely to be a slate where you're struggling to see where you could spend all of your money, right? You're going to look and you're going to go, I'm going to play Bijan, right? You're going to play Bijan. You're going to play Bucky Irving. You're going to play Mike Evans. You're going to play Drake London. And then you're just going to sit there and go, who else should I be? Where can I spend my money? Right? Do I play Josh Jacobs also? I mean, like, kind of, you're just like looking at spots going, I don't know where to, and then everything else is like, oh, it's $4,200 this guy and $3,300 that guy, and you can play any of those people, right? Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much the lay of the land as of now. But I mean, who knows? It could come out, tomorrow. Saquon, he's going for the record. He's going for the record. We're going balls out to get Saquon. We thought we weren't last, but we're doing it now. We could get Anthony Richardson They come out and so Anthony Richardson isn't going to play. They said, you ain't wasting the time. And then Flacco and Downs and Pittman and all those guys become plays. But Mac Jones sits, and whoever is the backup I don't even know, for the Jaguars. I mean, we don't know. We don't know at this point. We could just kind of glean from these totals what the teams are going to do. But you never know. You never know. The 49ers Cardinals game could be all backups, right? The Cardinals may just go, yeah, we're just going to sit Kyler Murray. We're just going to sit James Conner. We're going to sit all. Maybe we play Marvin Harrison Jr. because he's a rookie, right? We're going to sit these people, right? Seattle may just decide, hey, we don't care if McVay is sitting starters for the Rams. We're just going to sit everyone also. And then, JSN doesn't even play. I mean, it's just all it's Jake Bobo. It's Jake Bobo Chalk Week. I mean, like, it's that type of crap. So that could happen. So that's why you need to pay attention. At least by Saturday. I mean, it's not like you gotta keep your eyes on Twitter from now until Sunday morning. But I'm assuming that we're gonna get news where you're gonna be like, well, what 1 out of 5 3K to 4K guys do I want to play? And then on Sunday morning at like 11:30 Eastern, we'll probably get a surprise inactive or two, where it's like, oh, we thought they were gonna play and now they're not. Or we thought they were going to play and they are. And are they going to play all the snaps? Like that type of thing on Sunday morning. So that's why you need to check out the shows on Sunday morning. We got a block for you then. It's the last regular season week of the season, not of the year. Obviously, it's a new year. So check that out. 9:30 Eastern on Sundays, leading all the way up until lock. So it's 3.5 hours. You got 3 different shows. So that's going to be very important on Sunday. Tomorrow I will be on with doing some props and pick'em stuff, I believe, with Grant, right? And then on Friday, GPP strategy. We're going to be doing the tiers, ranking all the teams, under-owned, over-owned. We'll have obviously here at RotoGrinders have our projections updated, our ownership updated. Then and then we got the playoffs. We got playoffs. I'll still be doing these shows for the playoff slates, for props and pick'em for the playoffs, for the conference championship, the divisional round, everything leading up until Super Bowls, because I'm here for you. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door. Give me those thumbs. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to know when we go live. I'll see you tomorrow, because I'm here for you on weekdays, 11 o'clock Eastern, talking about all things you're thinking about in daily fantasy, props and pick'em on RotoGrinders Today.